Hi everyone, Abby here. Welcome back to my channel for Tech Tuesday, or welcome if you're new. Today I'm going to be sharing with you guys some Samsung Galaxy Z Flip 4 battery life tips, because we all know that this phone does not have an excellent battery life straight out of the box. And that was one of the cons I actually did mention in my Z Flip 4 cons video. I found 6 battery life tips that have worked for me to extend the battery life on my Z Flip 4, and I'm going to be sharing them with you guys today. But before I get started, make sure to hit that subscribe button if you're not already subscribed, so you can stay tuned to all my new videos dropping weekly, and so you can help the channel grow. So the first tip I have for you guys is use dark mode. So either put your phone directly in dark mode, and to do this you can swipe down from the home screen, and then when you could see all of your different settings here, you can go ahead and turn on dark modes. So you can either turn on the dark mode here, or if you want to do it like I am, you can pick a dark mode theme from the Samsung Galaxy Store. In addition to that, if you are using a theme, you might have to manually change the dark mode on your web browsers if you're using Samsung Internet or Google Chrome, for example. So here I have it in dark mode, and you can get there right here in the settings by just clicking on the dark mode option right there. The second tip I have for you is to turn on the battery saver mode. So once again, you can get there by swiping down from the home page, and it's actually right here for me. You can go ahead and turn that on, and that will extend your battery life. If you do want to edit the settings in that area, you can go ahead and do so. So when you put your phone on power saving mode, it decreases your brightness, it limits the CPU speed, it also limits a bunch of apps for background activity, and it also changes your phone to a dark mode because, once again, dark mode does save battery life. With power saving mode on, I typically get at least an extra hour. And alright guys, if you're finding this video helpful so far, please go ahead and smash that like button for me. I'd really appreciate it. So another tip I have for you guys is to use manual brightness. Out of the box, it comes with auto brightness on. So right now I have my brightness settings right here. I can at any time turn that down and turn it all the way up. So when you're using manual brightness, you're better able to control your phone's brightness settings, because the Z Flip 4 gets very, very bright. It's a lot brighter than a lot of smartphones on the market, which is great when you're in super sunny conditions, but when you're indoors, you don't really need the brightness all that high. And I find that the adaptive brightness, because sometimes it goes way too bright, sometimes it might even go too low for your lighting situation. So I always like to have the ability to adjust it myself. When I'm indoors in certain conditions, I just turn it down, and then at night I turn it basically all the way down, and you can actually go ahead and put on extra dim, which I do have right here. So to do that, you're going to go over to your settings. Once you're in the settings, just go over to the top and type in extra dim. And then you can go ahead and click on that right here. It's in the accessibility options. So you're going to scroll, and it is right down here. So once you click on that setting, you do have the ability to lower the brightness setting beyond the minimum brightness that it comes installed with. So this is fantastic for comfortable viewing at nighttime if you're like in bed and you want to quickly check something on your phone, or if you're in dark situations in a movie theater, or if you're looking to save your battery life to push it even more, you can definitely dim the brightness extra dim. And you can pump it all the way up to get your phone to be very, very dim. So the next step I have for you is to put your phone on the light battery profile. So to do that, you can head into your settings once again and type in performance profile. And then you can go ahead and change it to light. So right now it is on standard. I keep mine on standard a lot of the time because the phone is like super blazing fast. But if you do want to pump up your battery life, if you are, for example, in a situation where you want it to last a few more hours, definitely go ahead and change it to light. When you do change it to the light profile, it prioritizes your battery life and your phone's cooling over its processing speed. So I personally do find a little bit of a difference in my phone's speed and processing when I do turn on the light mode, but a lot of people have reported in my comments that they don't see a difference at all. So you may or may not notice a difference in your phone's processing speed. And even with it on the light profile here, it's faster than a lot of smartphones out there right now. So just doing that alone is great for increasing your battery life. Another tip I have for you guys is whenever you're not using your phone, keep it closed. Now, you might be thinking, why should I keep it closed? Well, when you have your phone closed like this, all your notifications that pop up are gonna come up on your little cover screen here. Now, this cover screen is incredibly battery efficient, and when you have, your notifications coming up on this little screen, it's lighting up a portion of your phone. You don't have it coming up on, this big screen right here. So a huge advantage of the Z Flip 4 is having that cover screen. And once again, when you're not having this big whole thing light up with your notifications, you're just having your small cover screen, it does extend your battery life a lot more. Also, you can go ahead and change the brightness setting here manually as well, just using kind of this over here. Adjust that as well for your battery life. You can definitely go ahead and see the weather and answer notifications that come in and stuff, all with your phone closed. So keeping your phone closed here is an excellent way to extend the battery life. And the last tip I have for you guys to extend the battery life of your Z Flip 4 is try not to have multiple apps open at the same time. I find that when I have multiple apps open and a bunch of tabs open, even on my browser, that drains the battery life a lot faster. So right now, just for example, I have a bunch of apps open, like multiple apps. I find when I have a lot of apps open, more than 2 really, I see a bigger decrease in my battery life, like it drains faster. So when you're not using them, just go ahead and close them and just keep open, the one that you actually need at that time. Really does help increase my battery life. So that's definitely something that you can try as well. Battery life is different for everybody depending on your individual usage. Everyone uses their phone differently. You might be someone who you take a couple calls on your phone, you leave it closed all day. You might be someone who you're playing games, you're watching YouTube videos, you're texting. All of our needs and uses are different, so everyone's gonna have different battery life experience. I will say for me and my usage, I have them on screen, things I typically do with this phone, and I do get 7.5 hours of battery life kind of altogether. Now for me, that's not amazing. I would have at least liked it to push a little bit further. So because I'm not getting my desired battery life, I was determined to find some tips. And those are all the battery life tips I have found for my Z Flip 4 that have worked for me. They've helped me go from, a typical 7.5 hours of battery life to 10 hours of battery life at least. So if I was just gonna put my phone in this mode all day, have it closed, and just answer notifications on here, not even really open and look at it, I could easily have my phone last 24 hours. But that's not how I use my phone. You might use your phone that way, I do not. Once again, this phone does not have the best battery life out there, but these are some tips that I found that work for me. Try them out and let me know if they work for you. And if there's any other tips that I have missed that worked for you, definitely drop them in the comments below. I'd love to hear what you guys have to say. That's all I got for today, guys. Thanks for watching, and make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Bye.